Hey there and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel and thank you so much for being here. If you're new, make sure you subscribe before you leave, and if you're returning a subscriber, hit that little bell down below for notifications on when I put up new videos. I upload twice a week. All right, you guys, I haven't sat down and done this in a while, but I am, honest to God, kind of in a headspace where I feel like this is really, really important for me to do. Wow, I already feel like the tears are gonna start. I wanted to talk to you guys about mental health stuff, anxiety stuff, and all that, whatever. I literally have no idea where I'm gonna go with this video. I just know that today is a pretty high anxiety day, and it is like something that I feel like when it happens, it's better for me to acknowledge and to talk about. And every time I've shared my experiences with anxiety, you guys have been really, helpful, and I just feel like this is right. Like I feel like this is right for me. So why don't we just get comfortable, grab a snack, get whatever you need, and let's get into it, because I feel like this, for me and maybe for other people, could be a really good video, and I'm really interested to even see where I go with this. So let's get into it. So I have said and spoken about this quite a bit on my channel, and I've been really honest about it in the past, and shared my experiences in the past. So it's not something that I've necessarily shied away from, but it's something that I feel could always stand to be more talked about. And as I said in the beginning of the video, I have like major anxiety issues. Feel like it's something, oh yeah, the tears are already gonna come. I really needed to do this. I've been dealing with like really bad anxiety since I was like a young girl. I didn't even know like what, oh God, here we go. I didn't even know like what anxiety was. I didn't know the name for it. I just knew that I had this reaction to the world, and I had these feelings of like, the only way I can think to describe it is anxiety. These feelings of shakiness, of panic, of fear. What's the word I'm looking for? It's a word that I quite like. Catastrophizing things before it even happened. And sometimes about little situations that didn't really seem very scary to everyone else. It's really interesting to see videos of me as a young girl in situations. I saw a video of myself at a water park, and all of my siblings and cousins were going down the slide, and I was straight up panicking. I didn't want to do it. I was really scared. I thought that something really bad was going to happen. Okay, my card was full. I really don't remember where I was, but it's probably good because I had a moment to compose myself and I'm not crying anymore. So I think the last thing I was saying is I just know that I can recall from like being a kid, I had these reactions to the world that seemed really intense for a lot of people and really real for me. And I grew up in the 90s where like mental health like really wasn't talked about, and if it was like always like really extreme mental health like situations, and it always made me feel like something was like wrong with me for feeling that way, or I had this like dirty little secret. And I can even remember hearing the word anxiety and being like, oh my God, that's it. That's what I've been feeling. And kind of telling my mom about it, and God bless her, I love my mother to death, but her just kind of thinking it sounded like a bunch of gibberish, having another sort of feeling of, okay, well, maybe it's not real. Maybe I'm just freaking out or whatever, which if you have anxiety, sometimes when that happens, it can make your anxiety worse. I think that despite all of the positivity and joy that I bring to that I try to bring to this channel, I think that, at least for me, sometimes I feel like it's so obvious when I'm like not in the right headspace, or I'm feeling anxious, or depressed or whatever, and it like shows. And I just felt like if I sat here and tried to record a video and be bubbly and all that, like it just wouldn't, I just don't feel like it really would have like been authentic, and I don't ever want to be inauthentic with anyone. When I feel like really anxious, it can come up in a lot of different ways. My main anxiety is just like feeling like Like the best way I can describe it for people who might not have it is like, you know, like when you like shake a pop or something and it's like, or you put like a Mentos into a pop and it's like, oh, it's gonna pop, it's gonna boil, or it's like, it's gonna fizz over. Like it feels like that's like charging up in here, you know? It's like a, oh God, it's gonna happen. Like it feels like that. It also can come off as like just going really quiet, like really, really mute, quiet, and kind of like shutting down. In some cases I can get, you know, like really like cry a lot or feel like really panicked or kind of go to like worst case scenario. And I definitely have moments where, you know, I feel like I dissociate a bit. And, you know, a lot of other symptoms like feeling like really cold, like I'll just want to take like a really hot shower or a really hot bath. I also feel like having pressure on me really helps. And, you know, just feeling like I needed to be coddled and feel safe. And a lot of the times I just want to like retreat from everyone, which isn't always the most helpful thing. And everyone's different. Everyone, you know, feels and experiences anxiety in different ways. But I feel like if nothing else, sitting here making this video, I do kind of want to share like what I've learned about anxiety and also the amazing help that I've gotten just from being in therapy and kind of learning like what works for me and what doesn't work for me. I just want to put a massive disclaimer and say that like I am not a therapist, I'm not a psychologist. Please take what I say as my experiences. That's it. You can try it for yourself. You can not try it for yourself. It's really up to you. I think one of the biggest, most helpful things for me about being this anxious-minded person is saying the things that I'm anxious about, sharing the thoughts that I'm having, because I think I know the thing with anxiety is we can get in our heads, whatever it is, whatever we're feeling, thinking, we get in our heads, and given any moment of time where it's like you're not addressing it and you're not like kind of counteracting that thought, you can just let it build and build and build and catastrophize. Having that moment of just like sitting down and allowing yourself to get from like A all the way to like Z in a matter of like a couple of seconds because you've just been like kind of like unchecked and haven't had someone like calm you down, remind you to breathe, all that stuff, like has happened to me so many times. And it has been absolutely life-changing to call a friend up or anything or go for a walk or whatever and just challenge myself and have somebody do the reality checking for me so that I have assistance in that moment or I have somebody who can like help calm me down. In some cases, I have anxiety about literally nothing. I would say that is how I feel today. I have anxiety about pretty much nothing. I think that I had caffeine accidentally this morning and that might actually be where it's from. You know, sometimes it literally is nothing that I can speak to somebody about, but just being like, hey, I'm feeling really anxious right now is like the opportunity for somebody to be like, okay, what can we do about it? Do you want to breathe with me? Do you just want to talk about other things? Do you just want to talk about what it feels like for you? And it has been like life-changing, like so unbelievably helpful in those moments to just not be alone with it, because I think that's what can make it so scary. And my anxiety can just like manifest in like really like intense ways, and it kind of sucks, right? Like it totally sucks. I've learned through therapy that so many people are experiencing this, especially living through what we're going through. And I don't want to talk about it too much because it will make me cry and it will make me upset, but there's so many people who are feeling this right now. But so many of us have had a lot of our comforts stripped away from us. So many of us are living in this really scary reality right now. And I don't know about you, but like safety is a huge component to me feeling, you know, a lack of insecurity and feeling more relaxed about things. So the fact that we've been kind of living through this like heightened anxious state has only made me feel more anxious and heightened. So just knowing that, you know, from a therapist perspective, that so many people are enduring this is really, really, really helpful for me. It feels nice to know that I'm not like one person in the whole world who's experiencing this. If you guys remember a couple months ago, actually no, it would have been a year ago at this point, I said that I had gone on anxiety meds. Currently, I am no longer on them. I don't feel like it was a matter of it being bad or good for me. I just felt like I didn't notice much of a difference at all with me. And that's sort of why I wanted to take a step back and not be on them anymore. I feel like it could help me in the future, but maybe the type of meds that I was on wasn't working for me, or I just wasn't on a high enough dosage. But unfortunately, my anxiety at times manifests in, oh my God, I'm going to take this thing and it's going to, you know, change me. And I don't want that to change me, which I know is such a huge stigma around taking medication. But, you know, anxious thoughts are not based in logic. Anxious thoughts are based in fear. And oftentimes we don't pick and choose where that fear comes from. It's just something that we experienced in our life. And it sometimes ends up creating this like fear, this like deep-seated, deep-rooted fear that we have to consistently work through and prove wrong. Yeah, honestly, therapy is so worth it. Like, it's costing me so much money, but it is legitimately so worth it and has helped me so much. And even if you are not somebody who's like going through it right now, therapy is always worth it. The funniest thing about anxiety is I started this video feeling like really like tense, and I was like, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get through this. And I already feel like a little bit better, a little bit lighter. Feels like, you know, I'm kind of working through that like really intense anxious moment. And it makes me feel a little better because just sharing it is just so helpful. And also just kind of like, as I'm relaying the information to you, remember that there are like options for me to like calm down and be okay and all that stuff. Another thing that's like really, really been super helpful for me, honestly, has been getting a weighted blanket. Like if I'm ever in a situation where I am really anxious, what I'll typically do is like get under my covers and then put my weighted blanket over me and just get like really snuggly, and it helps so much. Honestly, if you are looking to buy one for your anxiety, 100% go for it. It is so worth it. And then honestly, worst case scenario kind of thing, I have Ativan if ever I feel like it's getting to that point and I really, really need to like calm down. I need something to bring me down if I can't do it myself. So those are the things that I have done that has really been super helpful. I feel like I've kind of gone through it with this video. I know it's all over the place. I honestly just wanted to sit down and have a moment where I was addressing it because I need to get work done today. And if you guys haven't noticed, uploads haven't been super frequent here. I mean, I've been really good about it the last couple weeks and I'm really proud of myself. But updates have not been very frequent here, and I don't want to continue to put work off and not be working because that also contributes heavily to my anxiety. And I want to be able to take these moments where I'm feeling it, despite me really trying not to, and not let it defeat me. I think not letting anxiety defeat you is exceptionally hard, but something that we have the power to do. We always have the power to do. And I'm just trying to remind myself that I have the power to do it, even if I'm the only one who really watches this video. It's really important for me to know that I can get through those moments. I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the video though. I'm looking at outside and realizing that I really need to be outside and feel the fresh air. I will see you guys next time though. I would love to hear your experiences with anxiety, how you manage your anxiety, and you know, just your all-around experiences with it. I think starting a conversation in the comments could be exceptionally helpful to a lot of people. I will see you guys next time though, so don't forget you can find new videos from me every Wednesday and every Sunday, and new blog posts every Tuesday and every Thursday, and I'll see you next time. I see no reason why I should ever let you go. Don't wanna wake up if I'm dreaming, because you know I can't get enough of this feeling you're giving me. Don't want